What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about something Pokemon related, which is kind of new for my channel, but my channel is mostly RPGs, JRPGs, so I feel like this kind of fits. Now, forewarning, first off, this is going to have potential spoilers for Pokemon Sword and Shield, so if you don't want to know which Pokemon did or did not make it into the game, then this probably isn't the video for you. So go ahead, that's why I have the Google page open instead of the other tab to start this off, to give you a few seconds to click off the video. And before I get into that, just in case you are like not able to click off right away, I am a big Pokemon fan. I'm still deciding, because I've said before in a previous video, I might want to do a Let's Play. So what I think I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to put the poll in the top right-hand corner. Well, I assume that's where it goes. A little voting poll if you guys want to see one and if you don't. And then throw a like on this video. If this video gets like 20 likes, then I will do a Let's Play on the... I'll be getting Pokemon Shield. Because a lot of my other friends are getting Sword, so I want to get the other version. So if this video gets 20 likes, I will do a playthrough on it. If not, I'll just play it by myself. So I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and a lot of leaks came out today. So this is pretty much the cutoff point. I'm going to start talking about spoilers now. A lot of leaks came out today. I'm guessing people got early copies of the game. And that's how this kind of happened. So people were just taking pictures of what they had in the game, or they somehow data mined their version of the game. At first it kind of seemed fake, because we got these like images of, you know what, since we're on Google, we can actually, do this. Pokemon Sword and Shield Starter Evolutions leak. Let's see if we can find something real quick. Well, that's definitely not it. What was it? I think it should be just one of these. So these were the second evolutions that came out, and at first glance, you know, this does look pretty legit. It looks like the models they're using for Sword and Shield, and then there was this like Galarian Meowth thing. And then whatever it turns into is this. I don't think it's going to be called Persian. I think it's going to be a... It's allegedly called Berserker, so it's like Persian, but like a different version. Sobble and Grookey. And so this is apparently the final evolution for Sobble, which it doesn't look awful. It doesn't look great, but it's not awful. And then this just looks like, a friend of mine actually said this, it looks like a Maui mixed with Donkey Kong. Maui from Moana. And then there was another, and then there were some more Pokemon that were revealed here. You know, you got this little fox thing. And some other stuff. I'm trying to see if anyone will have made a post about it yet. So, and then there was another one for, Score Bunny, but it literally just looks like a taller bunny. And there's nothing really unique about it. So, that's kind of disappointing to me. You know, just kind of how these are. And what's even more disappointing is apparently the, is it this thing? I want to see if we can maybe find it before we, continue. I probably should have had this pulled up beforehand. Like, even like this, I would have preferred this. Like, look at these. These look cool. These are fake designs, but, I mean, at least they're, you know, cool. So, yeah. And apparently the other thing is they're going to be solo types. Like, they're not going to have secondary types even in their final form, so that's kind of disappointing to me. But, so that's the first thing is right there, is I'm not really a fan of the starters, especially since they're not dual types. We haven't had non-dual types since Gen 2. But back then, you know, not having dual types was fine. But now it's kind of like, you know, why would you not? You know, you're just limiting the Pokemon themselves. This one's from 2 hours ago, so maybe they have it here. Because we've seen the final... Okay, no, it looks like no one's still posting it yet. Anyways, back to the thing. So what I have over here is the apparent full... Now, obviously, everything we've seen today could very well be fake. So I just want to put that out there. Nothing is 100% confirmed until we actually have the game in our own hands. But it's looking like, you know, people are posting like Pokedex entries and stuff like that. So a lot of this is looking real. I don't have so much of a problem with these starters because obviously I could just not use the Pokemon if I don't like it. You know, I could start with the starter and just trade it out for another Pokemon of that type down the road. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is, and I was one of the people advocating that, oh, no national decks, that's not a big deal, they'll probably make some good choices of which Pokemon make it in and which don't. But they didn't, and that's where I have a problem. So this is going to be a little bit of a rant video, so please, I guess, try to understand where I'm coming from with this. So, if there were, like, let's say 20% of Pokemon didn't make it in, and let's say those 20% of Pokemon were Pokemon that hardly anyone used, like, something like, what's it called, like Zangoose, or, Alamaloa, stuff like that, Pokemon that only have one stage that no one really ever uses, in any capacity, I'd be fine with. But we get to this list, and, I'm just gonna straight out say it. Other than Gen 1, all the starters got axed. And other than Mewtwo and Mew, all the legendaries got axed. All the other Pokemon that kind of got cut, I'm, like, fine with. Because, you got Leavanny, which Leavanny was pretty, nice to have. Or you got Caracosta, which is okay. But overall, like, so from what I understand, green means they're in the game. Which, if you look at this, I'd say at least 60% of the Pokemon on this entire list are green. So we're looking at probably 500 to 600 Pokemon still making it into the game, plus the, like, 100 that we'll probably get with the game. So we're still going to have, like, 600-700 Pokemon total in the game, which is great. It's a lot better than people were worried about. So green means the Pokemon made it in. Now, obviously, this list could be completely fake. Someone could have just made this up on the spot. Green means they made it in, if this is true. Red means they didn't make it in. These little orange, like you see for, like, Beedrill or Meowth down here, means they have a new evolution. Now, what's interesting about that to me is we have no Pokemon with 4th evolution. So, does that mean that, like, up here, Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill, does that mean Beedrill will not be the final form anymore? Does that mean Weedle will eventually turn into something else? And then you've got, so blue means Galarian form. So we already know Ponyta, Rapidash, that makes sense because we've seen that. Probopass is an interesting one, and same thing with Arbok. Arbok apparently has one as well, so that's also very interesting. Nidoking and Nidoqueen, which I am super stoked to see what they turn into, because Nidoking is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. What do we got? Clink and all the other ones down here, so they'll get something Galarian. We got Litleo, and I forget what its evolution is called. So there's not a ton of Galarian forms, but I am happy to see that they're not all Gen 1. People were like, oh, the Gen 1 pandering is getting out of control, which I feel like it was. But it looks like at least... So it looks like Sun and Moon isn't getting Galarian forms, which makes sense because they had the Alolan forms. But it looks like there's at least one Pokemon from every generation that's getting something Galarian related. Masquerain, that's an interesting one. I haven't looked into this too in depth other than what I saw that I didn't like. So as you can see, we've got... I'm very happy to see that we have Bulbasaur all the way through Blastoise, because I was worried that Charmander through Charizard was going to be the only special treatment. But my question will be, will Venusaur and Blastoise get Gigantamax forms like Charizard? So that will be something we'll have to wait to see. The game comes out in 2 weeks, so not that long of a wait. So Tentacle and Tentacruel got axed. We're not going to go through everything, but as you can see, like right here, so Articuno through Moltres, they all got axed. You got Chikorita all the way through for Alligator. Got, like I said, all the starters and all the legendaries, other than Mewtwo and Mew, unless I'm missing some, got, even the Ultra Beast down here got axed. So it's just like, to me, that's like, how are you gonna, like, here's the thing. If this list is accurate, which it could or could not be, but if it's still a case of that we can't, I hope we can at least trade them. Like, if we can take the starters, the different starters all around here and all the legendaries from, like, our Pokebank and transfer them into the game, then I'd be fine with that. But they've already said that there's no national decks. So, so there's going to be, like, a limited number of legendaries you can even use. So there'll be the 2 right here, and then the 4 or 5 that already exist. So you're only going to have, like, 7 legendaries that you can use ever? So, I don't even, like... See, that's the whole thing. They haven't been very, specific when it comes to the national decks, because it's like they're saying, oh, there's no national decks. But does that mean nothing can be traded over? What's the use of Pokebank if nothing can be traded over? I mean, obviously, if you have other versions of these Pokemon, but why would you want to use those versions anyway without, getting them their moves and stuff? I will say my favorite Pokemon of all time is Gliscor, so I'm happy to see Gliscor made it in. And it looks like all these other ones made it in, the ones that got higher forms. But as you can see, if you look at this list, which obviously it had the most Pokemon in it because it was the first generation, but Gen 1 does get the most favoritism when it comes to how many Pokemon made it in. I mean, if you look at how many actually got cut, it doesn't even so what? We got 3, wait, the fossils didn't make it in? I didn't even notice that before. Did all the fossils not make it in? If so, that's it. That's still just as bad. Oh my god, all the fossils didn't make it in. Look. You got... Oh, wow. Okay. So, no legendaries other than Mewtwo and Mew. Wait. See, here's the part that's funny to me. You got Tailo and Swellow, but Staraptor gets cut. The Pokemon that's more useful gets cut, but the Pokemon who's less useful makes it in. I don't even know, like, what was their elimination method when it comes to this? Like, how did you choose who made it in and who did? I don't know. This is all weird to me. Okay, so Galarian. So let's go over the Galarian stuff. So we're getting Galarian, Spinarak, and Ariados. Galarian, Lediba, and Ledian, which could be good because Ledian has always been kind of like this very useless Pokemon. Even if you got its IVs up correctly, it still wasn't that good. We already knew about Weezing. It was shown in the trailer. Arbok, like I said before, that's a surprising one to me. I would have preferred to see an evolution for... I have to see if he made it in. By the way, this is going to be a total just kind of ramble. We're going to be talking about what Pokemon made it in and which didn't. So the Pokemon I'm interested to see is Seviper. Because I would have thought that something like Seviper would have gotten something. Huh. Yeah, I don't see... I'm trying to see if Seviper got cut or not. Okay, so here's Gen 3. It's really hard because these images are very small. So let's go all the way down. Seviper should be... right. Okay, so Seviper made it in, but that feels like a Pokemon that should have gotten an evolution. Being a snake and all. Okay, so we got Meowth here. We know it's got a Galarian form based on the leaks. So I guess Weedle through Beedrill also is getting that. That's the evolution. So Beedrill's gonna have some kind of weird evolution. Shelder is gonna have a weird evolution. I guess it's not gonna turn into Cloyster. It's gonna turn into something else. And then I guess here with Seadra is gonna evolve into something other than Kingdra. So that'll be interesting to see whatever that's gonna be. Like I said, more Gen 1 pandering, which, I mean, it is what it is. This game is to sell, so... And then it looks like that's pretty much... I mean, if you scroll down, there's not really any more orange spaces here. Nothing else really got some love down here. Now, my big thing is that I'm obviously happy that there are a lot of Pokemon in here. So there is going to be a lot of diversity for team building, even on my first playthrough, of, what we'll see and what we won't see. But I'm still just kind of like... If we get to the post game and I'm not able to, and obviously you won't be able to because I don't think we're getting the Pokemon Home thing, which will let you transfer Pokemon to Sword and Shield until like January or something. I know they said like early 2020. So like right when this game comes out in 2 weeks, if you beat it that first weekend, like this is what you're if this list is true, like I said, this is what you're looking at. All the Pokemon on here that are on a green spot or they have an orange spot, these are the Pokemon you're going to be able to use. And I'm still just kind of like, why would you axe out all the legendaries? So here's my thing. They could be planning to update the game later. They haven't said whether they will or won't. Because obviously Pokemon Home is something that's being implemented. But I just don't see why you would add it. Starters, I still don't really understand. But I guess over legendaries I can understand, because legendaries, they have the word legendary in their name, so why would people not want... By the way, it's really cool that Lillipup through Stoutland's gonna get apparently a, I keep having to remember, like, which one is which. A Galarian form. Blue is Galarian, orange is New Evolution. But yeah, I don't know what the thought process was in who made it and who got cut. So I'm kind of dragging on with this. Long story short, I am kind of disappointed at the list just because I would have loved to have used the other start. Legendaries are kind of whatever to me, just because I don't usually use the legendaries on my own. By the way, Zahal's gonna be upset. You know, we got no Ampharos and no Mareep, so he'll be upset about that. But yeah, I don't know what the thought process was. I mean, people would at least want the legendaries. For me, the legendaries don't matter as much as the starters. Because it's like, when I'm in the post game, I always find it the most fun to, you know, get copies of all the other starters from previous generations and level those up. But let me know what you guys think of this list down below. Like I said, if I remember, which I should, I'm going to put a poll in the top corner. And then remember, 20 likes on this video. And I will do a full Let's Play of Pokemon Shield. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.